try to keep the other person down if you don't know anything at all. I mean, you can. I think that would be that's a start.
Hey, I'm on the phone. Can you not do that right now? Sorry, my kid's playing with their dogs.
No, you're good. You're good.
I think when you get a fresh guy like a white belt and they're unsure about what they're supposed to do, I just tell them, like, try to dominate me, like try to hold me down, and we can just go from there. And if I start to get you in a bad position, you should just figure a way to get out. That's how I explain it.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm kind of into that thing right now, like what you just said. So it is called sort of an ecological approach to learning, or the constraints-led approach, or differential learning, or whatever you want to call it. All those things are related. But instead of showing somebody one technique and then sending them in and say, here, go roll, and it's like, sort of how I learned, actually. That's how my gym was when I started, and it was really intimidating. It was really hard to learn anything. I had you have no idea what you're doing except go. So I think that makes a hard environment for people who are new too, and maybe the attrition rate is higher if that happens, So the way that you're talking, where you're like, okay, when you're here, I want you to try to get chest to chest or work chest to back, and don't worry about any of those other things. Or how do you get to that point?
Okay.
Well, I gotta turn them to their side so I can expose their back. Or you got to get chest to chest. How do I do that? Well, I got to go around their legs. Okay, well, that makes it a lot more simple than saying, hold your grips right here at this ankle and make sure that you push it at this angle as you come around. And if you don't do that, you have to get your knee right here so you can get connected. That's so much harder to learn like that.
Or just say, if you're in this position, figure out a way to get to the back. Stay connected, or I'm talking about for the new guy that doesn't know anything, or you just tell him to get to chest to chest.
Yeah.
If he was playing the bottom, and you just tell him to get the chest to chest.
It definitely helps to have a little bit of knowledge of it coming in. I tell you that. I can't imagine knowing nothing about jiu-jitsu and just walking in off the street and like, okay, I'm going to do jiu-jitsu now.
That's sort of what I did.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, I had knowledge of it from being a fan, and watching fights, for years.
I didn't even watch fights, bro.
I tried it. I walked into a big school here back in 2003 and tried it out. It was too expensive. Everybody there was kind of, it was very intimidating, kind of too mean, too good for me. And man, it kind of scared me away from it for a long time. It was pretty intimidating. I just, I kind of like the guy we were talking about. I had an incident where I had to wrestle the guy and grapple and do some stuff. And I felt the situation could have went a little smoother and a little easier if I knew just a little bit more. So man, I just showed up to an open mat. I called the gym up, find out when the open mat was. I showed up. I went from there. But man,
on another topic, Robert, do you still get nervous did you get nervous before your tournament, your ADCC, or how did you feel? How were your nerves going into that?
Yes, I do. The first ADCC trials I did, I had my first panic attack at 38 years old. It was the first panic attack I've ever had my whole life. It was crazy, man. I've competed in sports my whole life too. Even in college, I played college baseball, and it was so overwhelming. I walked in the room, it was like 15 degrees warmer. The humidity was so high from everyone being in there with just yelling and stuff, and it was shoulder to shoulder, the whole crowd. It was crazy. I walked in, I immediately started hyperventilating, and I had to walk out. It was nuts. And that was like an hour before I had to go and compete. So that was even more crazy. But no, I went down and I walked out, called my wife. I walked down the stairs and called my wife. I just sat in the corner, And he talked me down and brought me back down to, I don't know, just the level-headedness. And then I found the other guy that I was there with, and we went and warmed up, and I did my thing. And I mean, it's just jiu-jitsu, but
Right.
you just make all this stuff up in your head, and it just creates all this anxiety and this stress. And all that does is throw you off your jiu-jitsu and make you play a game that you don't usually play. It puts you in a mindset that you're not used to, and then it screws everything up that you've worked on for days and weeks and months and years. You know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah, especially after my defeat at the AGF, I felt that training for the tournament more and working on Pacific's moves that you might use in the gym. Fine tune those things that you are going to use in a tournament, and stay with the general. I mean, you still have to learn new things, but passes.
Are you saying you only want to learn things that are related to competition jiu-jitsu?
I would say that should be more of the focus. The things that you're going to use in the competition. But I mean, you still need to learn new things.
For you as a brown belt, or just for everyone in general? You just think for you in general, right? Right now, that's how you feel.
I'm gonna say,
yeah.
But let me ask you a question though.
What? Well, I mean, if you're whatever takedown you're gonna use, do your takedowns, your arm bars, whatever you're gonna use, your opening move, at least a couple of times a week. I mean, your
there should be when people say training camp, what we're doing isn't correct. People have their own mindset. When they think camp, they go, camp, that means I get to roll hard for the next 6 or 8 weeks. And that's not actually what it is. There's a thing called funneling. So when you do jiu-jitsu at a competitive level, and Gordon Ryan, for instance, is able to call out his own submission, that's because he's funneled his game into that submission for the last 6 or 8 weeks. He knows everything that's going to happen, and he leads that path down to that one thing. That's the whole goal. So when you play with a goal-oriented game like that, you focus everything around going to that to make things easier. So
it goes back to that train like you fight then, right? Is essentially what a little bit along that line.
Your training camp should look like your fight. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, the training camp should be the moves that, like, if you want to perfect some half guard, some knee cut passes, that's what you should be doing.
So you should know, like, okay, I'm going to compete. My main pass is going to be the knee cut. So because I've been working on it the last 6 or 8 weeks. So all your passes, everything that you do when you're in somebody's guard should lead to that knee cut pass.
Knee cut arm bar.
Or whatever it is. Yeah.
Whatever you're going to use. Yeah. That's sort of my thought process right now. The difficulty is, people. I mean, not people, but students come in and out. So you're kind of like always have to adjust.
There's always a varying level of student participation. I wish it was higher. There's nothing we can do.
We can do streams and podcasts.
You got any questions, Joe?
Not really at the moment. I was just kind of sitting back listening, really enjoying Robert's input, enjoying his time. I did have one more question. It was just kind of a quick fire. I was just curious what your favorite submission is. You got a favorite submission? Yeah, you got a favorite submission, coach, you like to pull off? I know you got a wide variety.
My very favorite submission that ever is also probably the most rude and nastiest. It's just the king of submissions, and it's the rear naked choke. But in particular, I like to, and I don't do this to people very often, but my very, very favorite is to put them belly down tuck their arms inside so they can't tap, and belly down, rear naked choke them.
Arms inside, so they're under their belly. They're underneath.
Yeah,
them.
so their hands are tucked in between my knees, and they're laying on top of them, and then I rear naked choke them.
So you were riding them like a
belly
camel.
down,
I got you.
So
belly down,
if
really
people don't know how to tap with their feet, then it's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, I can imagine. It looked like you being on a human banana. That's pretty nasty, Coach. I'm a big fan of the Darce choke just because it's very uncomfortable and it sucks. You
I hit
know,
several of those tonight. It was nice.
I'm sorry, sir.
I hit several Darces this evening. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
And me and Joe were talking about trying to dethrone you.
Trying to do what?
Me and Joe were talking about dethroning you from the king of the mat. He said
I don't know
you were
about
king
this,
of the mat
Coach.
tonight.
Oh yeah,
Really?
I gave you props, Coach. Yeah, because we did King of the Mat, and you won all the matches. Yeah, that's what we were playing. Yeah, you stayed
He
on that
didn't
mat
play
a
that
lot.
game very well. He shouldn't have played double seated guard. That was kind of.
Are you talking about me?
No, Carlos. The game was
okay.
to play from double seated guard. He should have played from a specific guard and then done pass, sweep, or submit. It would have been easier for all of us.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have worked out. It probably would have worked out a little better for us guys who had to go against you, but it was good to get that work in. Hey, that's I don't know what you were doing. I was watching, but it looked like you had a shoulder lock on the guy there. You were like heel hooking his elbow. What the heck was that? Yeah,
it's called
that thing.
a scorpion deadlock is what people call it, but it's just it's a body lock Americana is all it is. So I just take the arm across my body and then I put it behind his back, basically.
Yeah. That thing looked pretty nasty, man. Pretty nasty.
I love it.
And so, Coach, do you do any? Do you have any training material that you study on your own, or
all the time, man? It's just constant stuff. I study all things too, which is weird. So I study coaching. I study other sports' coaches. So it helps me to be a better coach. I study all the jiu-jitsu, of course, Instagram, YouTube, anything I can get my eyes on, I watch and study it.
Nice.
But the best thing to study is jiu-jitsu live. So I really like going to big tournaments and watching jiu-jitsu. That's the best way, man. You just miss nuances and stuff when you watch jiu-jitsu on video that you would never see unless you watched it live.
Interesting.
Different.
That's cool. Very
and
cool.
I see you take pictures. And you just got back from Dallas, Davey. How did the team do overall?
Oh man, everybody did super good. It was awesome. Yeah, it was a great time.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Joe are gonna start going to those.
I wish everyone in our entire gym would compete.
Yeah, definitely. I wish everyone in our entire gym would go to more classes too. That'd be really.
Oh my God, that too.
We'll get some more people in there though, man. So
I got you guys some flyers and some business cards too, by the way.
Yeah, yes, that'd be cool.
And Coach, talk about the flyers. Coach just made some flyers that about 3 weeks ago. I brought up the idea of Coach getting some flyers, and I was thinking that UConn is expanding, and maybe we can put some flyers up in these in the new apartment complexes, like in the office building or something like that. Not like if you're driving by one, hey, you throw one in there. It's not like a full-time job or anything like that. So
yeah, I gotcha. Whatever we can do, man.
He's gonna give it to us, and then we just, if you go somewhere like a laundromat, boom, there you go. Put it on, hang it on the what's that board called?
Beautiful.
A bulletin board.
A bulletin board. Awesome.
Boom, thumbtack, and go about your business. So,
heck yeah. Well, that's awesome, man.
It. And coach your children. You have 2 daughters that are in jiu-jitsu, and looks like they're going to be lifers.
No. I have
No.
one that'll probably be a lifer, but I have two that do it. But as soon as one of my youngest gets old enough, she'll probably, I don't know for sure, but she'll probably choose to quit doing so much jujitsu.
Man, I'll talk to her, man. I'll talk to her. I'll put her.
She loves dance.
Nice.
Jiu-jitsu's never been her thing,
There's
but she
nothing wrong with doing. There's nothing wrong with doing
100%
both.
defend herself.
There's nothing wrong with doing both. She's already doing both, so there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with it.
she's a talented athlete for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the gym has adult jujitsu, kids jujitsu, and they offer kickboxing also, right? So that's
Yep,
pretty
we
cool.
do kickboxing and jiu-jitsu. We wrestle on Friday evenings, but it's a less traditional wrestling. It's more like jiu-jitsu wrestling.
Yeah, a little
Good, though.
positional type. Yeah, I spoke to
tiny-
the coach
tiny
about that a
tots.
little. So that's pretty cool, man. So for those people that do or are interested in jujitsu, but maybe they're a little shy or they're kind of scared of the class aspect, do you offer private lessons or personal training like that?
Of course, yeah. We have a private lesson page on our website at www.conquestok.com.
That's awesome.
It just gives you all our breakdowns hourly of what it looks like, and just have to call. And it's easier if you've met some of the coaches who you resonate with, because maybe you don't resonate with my style, and that's okay. I get that. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's jujitsu's wrong. It's just theirs, and it's their style, and that's okay. It's like speech. Your voice is going to be your voice, and then nobody else can make it theirs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. I never found a pair of shoes right away that I liked. I had to try a few and walk a few miles. So
Right.
I used to crawl with snakes and pythons, man, but now I run with wolves and things are better and different, man.
Go.
So, hey, well, Coach, I really appreciate your time tonight, man. I know you're a busy man and a family man and all that, but
No,
really
it's fun, man. I enjoyed it actually. It was
time and your yeah, definitely. But that's going to be the end of it for me tonight on my interview segment. But I appreciate you guys, Coach. I'll catch you tomorrow.
And
I had
Coach, check
fun,
out,
man. Thank you guys for inviting me on.
Hey, you welcome. Hey, Coach, check out the webpage. I got a whole emblem I put up there. It's in yellow. If you haven't seen it, I just put it up there this afternoon.
Send it to me.
Yeah, he'll be posting it on the YouTube or whatever. So
on y'all YouTube.
Rolling in Yukon.
It's Kevin created
Rolling in Yukon is what it is.
Yeah, RIY. Yeah, rolling in Yukon.
We're gonna have some footage of our rolls and talk about this will help us get better and whatever happens.
I love it. I'm excited for it. I'm about it, bro. So whatever you guys need, I'm on.
Yeah, that's rad. That's rad, man. So we'll appreciate you, Coach, and hopefully maybe we can figure out and get Coach Ron on sometime, or maybe some other people from.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap both of y'all one of these days.
I hope you do, man. That means that everybody's getting better.
You got a marker on your head.
Real cool. Right, I appreciate you guys. All right. Oh, Smigos. Peace out.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah. What's up, Kevin?
I'll see you later, Robert.
See you in the morning.
See you, brother. What's up, Kev?